Hello friends, this is Team SuperSimplified, and today we are going to discuss the Gold Monetization Scheme, which was recently launched by the Government of India. Before starting the topic, I'll just tell you the outline. How are we going to discuss this topic? Before going into the nitty-gritties of the scheme, about the salient features of the scheme, we will discuss the important portion of it, which is the why portion. Why such schemes are required? What is the importance of gold in India's culture, India's economy, and how this kind of schemes have come into place, and how government policy in the sector of gold has evolved over time. So let's get started. Before starting, some facts we would like to put in front of you. First, India is the second largest importer of gold, right? Till last year it was the top importer, but recently it was overtaken by China, and it is responsible for 26% of the global demand, right? So we are talking about a huge customer, a huge market of gold. And together, India and China together are responsible for the 50% demand of gold in the world, right? तो दोनों जगह पे गोल्ड का क्रेज बहुत ज़्यादा है. सो वाई डू इंडियंस लव गोल्ड सो मच? भारतीयों को सोने से इतना प्यार क्यों है? तो दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ गोल्ड इन इंडियन कल्चर. Like there is a religious significance. There are a lot of festivals which are around gold. Like there is Dhanteras, Akshay Tritiya, etc. It is also used during marriage ceremonies and other rituals, right? And it is transferred as a family asset from one generation to the other. It is used as a gift. It is also used as a status symbol, and it is considered a safe investment. That is why there is a huge demand. Safe investment क्यों? Because people know that money loses its value with time because of inflation. But there are some assets like real estate and gold which are considered trusted asset because their value usually appreciates with time. Right? That is why there is a huge demand of gold. Okay. एंड वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द डिमांड एंड सप्लाई. नाउ आपको पता है कि डिमांड इतना ज़्यादा क्यों है, बट हाउ मच इज़ द डिमांड, कितना है डिमांड, एंड हाउ मच of that demand are we able to supply? Because there should be a balance between demand and supply. If supply is more and demand is less, then the price will decrease, and if the demand is more and we are not able to fulfill the supply, then prices will jump like anything. So we'll just see these aspect also. So yearly average demand of gold is 895 ton per annum. Yearly average demand is 895 ton, and out of this, how much are we able to fulfill domestically? Roughly around 100 tons. That much only. Remaining 800 tons is coming from imports. ऐसा क्यों है? सिर्फ 100 टन क्यों हमें घर से मिलता है? इस वजह से, because there are only 3 gold mines in India. And where are they located? 2 of them are in the Karnataka state and one of them is in Jharkhand. कर्नाटका में कहाँ पे? कर्नाटका में there's a place called Hatti, Hutti, and another place UTI, Atti. And in Jharkhand there is a place known as Hira Buddini mines. So these are three places from where gold is mined. So this is only able to fulfill 100 tons of the demand. Okay. There was a famous mine known as Kolar gold mine, again in Karnataka, but it stopped functioning in 2001. Okay, and in fact this is the world's deepest gold mine. So now we are short with supply, and that is why we have to resort to imports. So supply is mainly fulfilled by imports. Imports इतना ज़्यादा होगा तो क्या कोई प्रॉब्लम है? डिमांड ज़्यादा है, आप सप्लाई कीजिए imports के हेल्प से. What is the problem? The problem is there. Problem है current account deficit, right? If your exports are less than your imports, that means you are earning less and spending more. ठीक है, आप दूसरे कंट्रीज को बेच के कम पैसे कमा रहे हैं और उनसे खरीद के आप ज़्यादा पैसे गंवा रहे हैं. सो योर आपका जो घर का पैसा है वो बाहर जा रहा है. So this is how you are losing, and current account deficit is a severe problem for the government. So the government will always try to bring down this demand. तो वो कैसे करेंगे? अच्छा, one more thing. Now this current account deficit situation is very comfortable for the government. Why? Because the petroleum prices have decreased a lot, drastically reduced. अभी कितना चल रहा है पेट्रोलियम प्राइस? Around $40 per barrel. Around $40 per barrel, which is almost one third of what it used to be 2 or 3 years back. So that is why our import bill has reduced drastically. So current account deficit problem is under control. So the same thing they want to achieve with respect to gold also. तो वो कैसे होगा, आपको गोल्ड का जो डिमांड है वो कम करना पड़ेगा। अब डिमांड कैसे कम किया जाए, लोगों को बोले कि आप कम सोना खरीदो, इकोनॉमी के ऊपर बुरा असर पड़ता है ज़्यादा सोना इंपोर्ट करने से, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट प्रोड्यूसिंग इट डोमेस्टिकली, हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं, आप ज़्यादा डिमांड करते हैं इस वजह से, और फिर करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट का प्रॉब्लम होता है। ऐसा तो नहीं कर सकते, राइट? तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया कि गवर्नमेंट केम अप विद 80-20 रूल। व्हाट इज 80-20 रूल? If a jeweler is importing 100 gram of gold, then out of this 80 gram he can use for himself, but at least 20 gram, he should do some value addition to it and export it back. So that this huge gap between export and import in the sector of gold can be relieved to some extent. ठीक है। दूसरी चीज़ गवर्नमेंट ने की कि इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटी गोल्ड के ऊपर बढ़ा दिया। इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटी वॉज 10% एंड दे इंक्रीज इट टू 20%। तो ये यूपीए रेजिम के टाइम पे, लास्ट टाइम में ये उन्होंने किया था, बट इससे कोई खास फायदा नहीं होता है। दीज आर सम काइंड ऑफ बैंडेड अप्रोच, दिस इज अ फायर फाइटिंग मैकेनिज्म। तो इसमें कोई स्ट्रक्चरल आप चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं, एंड यू आर जस्ट ट्राइंग टू अचीव सम शॉर्ट टर्म गेम्स, देन इस तरह से इकोनॉमी को कोई बेनिफिट नहीं हो पाता है, बल्कि नुकसान होता है। इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी बढ़ा देने से क्या होता है कि स्मगलिंग वगैरह बढ़ जाती है। इफ़ यू रिमेंबर 1990s के पहले के जो मूवीज़ थे, हाँ, बॉलीवुड मूवीज़, देन उसमें कोई स्मगलर वगैरह हुआ करते थे हु यूज टू इम्पोर्ट गोल्ड, स्मगलिंग करते थे वो गोल्ड का विदाउट पेइंग कस्टम्स एंड ऑल दैट। समुद्र के रास्ते से लकड़ी की पेटियों में भर भर के सोने के बिस्कुट आया करते थे, राइट? सो दैट दिस यूज टू हैपन ऑल्सो, एंड यू वुड हैव सीन इन द बॉलीवुड मूवीज़। तो उससे क्या होता है, इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटी बढ़ा देने से ये सारी प्रॉब्लम्स फिर स्टार्ट हो जाती हैं, राइट? तो शैडो इकोनॉमी में फिर गोल्ड ट्रेड होने लगता है। So this is one of the problems. So we should think about a policy which can address this problem without giving rise to other peripheral problems, right? सो डू वी रियली नीड अ गोल्ड पॉलिसी? अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा हमें लगने लगा है कि हाँ, गोल्ड पॉलिसी की थोड़ी सी ज़रूरत है। अब उस बिलीफ को थोड़ा सा और री इन्फोर्स कर देते हैं। फॉर दैट वी हैव टू स्टडी द प्रोज एंड कॉन्स ऑफ द गोल्ड। तो गोल्ड का जो रिलेशनशिप है वो एम्बीवेलेंट रिलेशनशिप है। इफ़ यू टॉक विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द कंज्यूमर, फॉर द कंज्यूमर इट इज़ एन एसेट। अगर मैं खरीद रहा हूँ तो मेरे लिए एसेट है, राइट? मेरे नाउ फॉर द गवर्नमेंट, इफ़ यू सी, गवर्नमेंट के लिए एक लाइबिलिटी है, गवर्नमेंट के लिए एक लाइबिलिटी है, बिकॉज इट इज़ contributing to current account deficit. And if you see with respect to the economy, it is an idle asset because it is not contributing to the economy. कैसे idle asset कैसे है? देखिए होता क्या है कि if you are a salaried employee you must be earning some salary. सैलरी का कुछ पार्ट आप एक्सपेंडिचर में आपका जाएगा और सम पार्ट ऑफ इट यू विल बी सेविंग। सेविंग वाला जो पार्ट है आपका बैंक में जा रहा है, और बैंक क्या कर रहा है आपके पैसे से? इट इज़ गिविंग लोन्स टू मे बी ए बिजनेसमैन। ठीक है, बिजनेसमैन क्या करेगा? और लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे रहा है वो लोग जो एम्प्लॉयड हैं वो अगेन सैलरी एम्प्लॉय हैं, फिर वो सेविंग में जा रहा है, फिर वो लोन में आ रहा है किसी और बिजनेसमैन को। दिस इज़ हाउ और बिजनेस एक्सपेंड हो रहा है, क्योंकि ये जो पैसा है वो बिजनेसमैन को लोन के फॉर्म में मिल रहा है। तो आप अगर इन सेविंग ही नहीं करेंगे, बैंक में ही नहीं डालेंगे, घर में लेके बैठे रहेंगे, तो क्या होगा? इकोनॉमी में वो मनी सर्कुलेट नहीं होगी, एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ हैपनिंग विद गोल्ड। गोल्ड के साथ ऐसे ही हो रहा है, बिकॉज हम लेते हैं और उसको तिजोरी में रख देते हैं। सो इट इज़ नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ द इकोनॉमी, एंड देयर इज़ अराउंड 20,000 टन्स ऑफ गोल्ड, 20,000 tons of gold which is available in Indian economy, in Indian households, and which is worth $1 trillion USD. 1 trillion US dollars worth of gold is available with the households in India according to one estimate. और इंडिया का जीडीपी कितना है? डॉलर 2.3 ट्रिलियन यूएसडी। सो आपके पास ऑलमोस्ट 50% ऑफ द जीडीपी के बराबर में गोल्ड है, बट यू आर नॉट एबल टू चैनलाइज दैट इनटू द इकोनॉमी, सो वी आर लूजिंग अ लॉट। तो इसको इकोनॉमी का पार्ट बनाना पड़ेगा। वी हैव टू इंसेंटिवाइज द हाउस टू कम फॉरवर्ड एंड पुट दैट गोल्ड इन विद द बैंक्स, सो दैट दैट कैन बी channelized and circulated in the economy, right? And there are 2.5 million people employed, so you cannot take such drastic measures कि भाई import duty बढ़ा दो, 50% कर दो, गोल्ड इम्पोर्ट ही बंद हो जाएगा, तो फिर ना रहेगा बांस और ना बजेगी बांसुरी टाइप। आप स्टेप नहीं ले सकते हैं, गवर्नमेंट कैनॉट टेक सच स्टेप्स, बिकॉज व्हाट अबाउट दीज 2.5 मिलियन पीपल हु आर एम्प्लॉयड इन दिस सेक्टर, राइट? सो वी हैव टू कम अप विद अ होलिस्टिक policy which takes care of every aspect, and it also contributes to the exports. If you talk about gems and jewelry sector, then it contributes 15% in the exports. So we can earn actually by selling gold jewelry and other articles in the international market. So instead of curbing the activities in this sector, we should promote them and boost the export sector of that. Now if we come up with gold policy, now we are sure that gold policy is required. But what should be the targets of that gold policy, or what should be the aims? तो गोल्ड पॉलिसी जो है, इट शुड बी एबल टू मोबिलाइज हाउस होल्ड गोल्ड. It should be able to incentivize the households to come forward and put their gold in with the bank, right? So that bank can circulate that into the economy. And it should be able to reduce the import bill, so that the same gold which is available with the households can be circulated within the economy, and we don't need fresh gold to be imported from overseas. And it should be able to boost the gems and jewelry sector, so that on the one hand we are reducing import, and on the other hand we are boosting the export, so that our current account deficit is targeted from two fronts. आप import को कम करिए और export को बढ़ाइए, तो दो तरह से आप current account deficit के साथ आप उसको tackle कर पा रहे हैं, right? So that is why government has come up with Indian gold coin scheme, gold monetization scheme, and sovereign gold bond scheme. So these are the three schemes, keeping in mind the problems which this sector is currently facing. So we are discussing about gold monetization scheme. Gold sovereign gold bond scheme के लिए अलग वीडियो हमने बनाया हुआ है, so that link we will be giving at the end of the video. You can watch that separately. So what is this gold monetization scheme? So this is the topic of discussion we have arrived finally at. So this is hardly anything. See, gold monetization scheme के ऊपर directly question आना बहुत मुश्किल है, but the topics, the area which we have discussed till now is more important than the scheme itself. Okay, but still we look at the scheme, the salient features also. So what is this scheme? The scheme says कि you can deposit the gold with bank. You can deposit your gold with the bank. Who can deposit? Households and institutions. What are these institutions? There are institutions like there are a lot of temples which are having huge deposits of gold, so they can come to the bank and they can deposit their gold. Why should they deposit? Because they can earn interest on that. And there are two options available, either in the form of cash, or you can earn interest in the form of gold also, right? And how much are you supposed to deposit? The minimum threshold is 30 gram as of now, and the minimum locking period is 1 year, right? Next, what about taxation? The interest which you earn on these deposits is currently exempted from the capital gains tax and income tax, right? And then what about the purity? The purity will be ensured by BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards. So इसको एक डायग्राम की हेल्प से समझ लेते हैं. तो here is the consumer. आपका कंज्यूमर है, he is having gold. He will deposit that with the bank. He will earn some interest, say 6%, just for example. Bank क्या करेगा? Bank will give some interest to the consumer, 6%. Now bank is giving this gold to the jeweler. तो jeweler जो है वो बैंक को पे करेगा, maybe 8% interest rate he's paying, or else he's paying for the gold itself, right? So this is how the bank is earning the difference between these two interest rates. It is charging slightly higher to the jeweler, so it is earning. Consumer is earning. Jeweler is satisfied because he's getting gold at lower rates, because the import duties are higher. So it is not advisable, it is not a prudential decision to import. Instead he will buy from the domestic market, from the banks. He's making gold jewelry, and then he'll earn profit on this. So your jeweler is also happy, your consumer is happy, your bank is happy, your jeweler is happy, everyone is happy. So this is how they have tried to link this entire chain, so that the same gold which is there in the domestic market can be circulated and people can benefit from that, and the current account deficit of problem of the government can also be solved. So we'll just talk about the gold sector in general. What should we do going ahead in order to boost this sector? So first requirement is the standardization. To ensure quality and increase customer faith, we should take some measures to improve the standardization in the market, because there are a lot of small shops and other people who are trading gold, and there are a lot of cases of forgery and other things. People buy impure gold and then later they realize, and all those things, right? So there should be a standardization regime. Gold exchange can be an innovative solution to, and they can help in predicting supply and demand, standardize prices, and increase transparency. Gold board can be established, which will be a sole agency to manage imports, to encourage exports, and to take care of the policies and schemes to boost this sector. Then gold deposit schemes are a welcome step, and they should get a boost going ahead. And gold backed investment products like sovereign gold bond schemes should be encouraged in future. and we should market our export sector of gold in the international market so that we can earn more by exporting the gold articles and jewelry to other countries. So that's all guys, that's all from my side. Thanks for listening, and please like, comment, subscribe and share if you like this video. Subscribe अब ज़रूर कर कीजिए so that you get notifications in time and you don't miss any important lecture. And one more thing, if you have any topic in mind which you would like us to cover, then please mention it in the comment section. We will try to take it up in the comment sections. So that's all guys. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.